Oh, YouTube, the year 2023. There's a lot of strange happenings goings on. People are starting to get a little bit suspicious, and that's the title to this video we're going to be reacting to. I skimmed through a few of the topics. Thought this would be fascinating. Never reacted to this man before, Mr. BB. I am Tony Poe, the E-Boy Zombie
Hey, what's up,
Slayer.
guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a
Let's
great
get
day.
it.
In this video, we're going to take a look at multiple videos from various locations, thousands of miles apart from each other, of mysterious white lights in the nighttime sky, very similar to what I saw the other
Okay.
night during my live stream. Also, in this
Oh boy. I really hope this is not what Mr. BB's channel looks, his website looks like. Oh
video,
god.
we're going up to Lancaster, Minnesota, right here just south of the Canadian border. Apparently, there was another train derailment carrying flammable, hazardous material, derailing,
What?
triggering a emergency response. There was somewhere in the neighborhood of 24 cars that came off the tracks up in northern Minnesota. And here's a few photos that were taken by the
Minnesota
Lancaster,
train
Minnesota Fire
derailment.
Department. You can see the
Hold
cars
the
over here piled
phone.
up along the side of the road. Here's another view of the cars stacked on top of each other along the side of the road there in Lancaster, Minnesota. And they don't appear to be leaking or smoking or anything like that. And that's what the article goes on to say, that the train, even though it did derail and there were cars piled up on top of each other along the side of the road, none of the cars carrying any liquid started to leak. So the situation, at least for the time being, is under control. And coming over to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Gary Keck out of Nebraska, of a very ominous looking sky. 3 separate photos of the same thunderstorm that he was driving
Man, what
in
is
back
going
on
on
May
in the world?
29th. Checking in on the GOES X-ray flux, recent solar flares. There's been yet another
Hey,
M-class solar flare in the last 24 hours. And here's what the Earth-facing side of the sun has.
this guy does a lot of thinking. So we done had a solar flare. You could check it out using Goes X-ray. That's cool. Goes X-ray. I'm gonna look that up. Goes X-ray. All right. Solar flares. Man, solar flares are a wild occurrence. This is apparently the
Looked
sun.
like in the last 48 hours. You can see right over here there was a large M-class solar flare that you're going
Ooh,
to see right
sheesh.
over here on the eastern limb of the sun, that one right there, that did send a shockwave towards the Earth, and the ionosphere did detect yet another
God
very strong
damn.
M-class solar flare, and it looks like solar activity is going to continue as the Earth-facing side of the sun is still loaded with sunspots. Here's some video footage from Shelton, Connecticut, sent in by Scott. This video is from yesterday at 4 p.m., and I wanted to show you guys how these sunspots change locations as the Earth rotates throughout the course of a day. This video is from yesterday at 4 p.m., and notice this row of
What?
sunspots up here at the 11 o'clock position of the sun, right up there. This was, again,
What the
yesterday at 4
bumbarasa is
p.m.
a
The next
sunspot
video, 10
even?
hours later, from this morning, same location, Shelton, Connecticut, at 5:47 a.m., and notice where those same sunspots are in this video footage, down here at the 7 o'clock position. Right there they are. That's that same row of sunspots in a different location. 6 a.m. this morning, opposed to yesterday when we saw the sunspots up near the top of the sun. And here they are side by side, and you can clearly see the obvious difference. These up here in the northern hemisphere, when at 6 a.m. they're down in the southern hemisphere. So that just goes to show you that the Earth is indeed
Nah,
rotating on a 24-hour axis, and the sunspots appear to change locations, even though they really don't. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. A little
Oh god, Yellowstone. Yellowstone is a disaster waiting to happen, and they say it might just be happening under us right now. And that will affect all of Canada, North America, all of the world, really.
bit of
Nuclear
earthquake
winter.
activity around the caldera today. You can see in the last 24 hours there's been some small earthquakes detected on most of the seismographs around the caldera, but again, nothing major going on at the supervolcano. And I have more video footage, new video footage of these birds making all kinds of racket during the overnight hours. First videos out of Myrtle Beach, sent in by Chris R.
I thought he was going to get into birds aren't real. Guys, research bird surveillance, birdsaren'treal.com.
At 3 a.m. woke him up, and he came over to the door turned on his phone and started recording these birds making noise at 3 a.m. It was just unusual to hear that type of activity. He had never heard that before, and a lot of people haven't heard this before. Chelsea, 1:45 a.m., May 29th, 2023.
That's a mockingbird right there.
She's hearing mockingbirds in her location at
That is
1:45 in the morning. And I think
This goes on all night long.
she says it goes on all night long in her location. Here's another location, upstate New York, David Rodriguez, June 2nd, 2023, 3:15 a.m. This was last night. The birds were loud, chirping in multiple trees. It wasn't just one bird here or there. This was a lot of birds in several trees. That's what he just said. They were in every other tree in the neighborhood. Said they're loud.
Damn.
Started around 2:30, and it's
Man,
now
birds are
3:10.
scary.
You hear the birds are very, very loud. Kyle out of northern Washington,
saying,
1:40
you
in
got
the
the
morning,
red light.
about 40 miles from the Canadian border. Birds making all kinds
So
of
we got
racket during
sightings
the
coming
overnight
up,
hours.
and then
And he
Starlink.
said they were constant and have been active
Boy,
all night
our
long
boy
that night.
BB,
And this was on the
he
night
go
of
off,
May
man.
31st, just a couple of nights ago. So people are still hearing this. I'm not saying it's anything necessarily nefarious, but it is different to some people. I know in
Oh
our
boy, it's
location here in
birds.
Arizona, we've never heard birds making noise all night long throughout the overnight hours. So that's something new for us here in Arizona, and it seems to be something new
birds
for other
don't
people
do
that are
that,
starting to
home
notice the
folk.
birds throughout the overnight hours. I want to take you guys now to multiple locations, thousands of miles apart, from Canada all the way down here to Arizona. Remember a few nights ago I was doing a live stream at around 3:30 in the morning, and I looked up and noticed a bright white light in the nighttime sky. This first
How
video is out of
convenient.
Tombstone,
He
Arizona,
found a
sent in by
UAP.
DJ Zigzag from the night of May 31st, 2023, when he too noticed a similar light in the nighttime sky behaving kind of weird. It wasn't an airplane, wasn't a helicopter, wasn't anything he necessarily recognized. That's what compelled him to take this video. This looks like a little brighter version of what I saw the other night in my live stream. What I saw kind of looked like this here that Jody Dawn saw up in Brighton, Colorado from the night of May
God
16th
damn.
of 2023. An
Everyone
unusual
be
white
seeing
light
wild
moving
shit.
through the sky at a pretty good clip. Wasn't an airplane,
That's
wasn't a
a good
helicopter.
clip.
And this was at
That's
7:59
certified.
p.m. And it was strange enough that it compelled her to take a video of it. Again,
That's
it
weird,
wasn't
man.
an airplane or a helicopter. It wasn't making any noise and it wasn't blinking. Made a big circle up in the sky and then disappeared off into the clouds. Roger, June 1st of 2023, 9:28 p.m. Another light that looks like the two videos we just saw, moving
What
quickly
the
through the sky,
fuck?
disappearing down here behind the trees.
Orbs.
Wasn't an airplane, wasn't a helicopter.
They don't
Don't
look
know
like
what that was, just a
Orbeez.
mysterious light in the nighttime sky. Sarah out of Fort Erie, Canada, May 30th, 2023, 9:30 p.m. She notices multiple lights off in the distance. Those look similar to the light that I saw during my live stream the other night. I saw one. She happens to see three, quite possibly
Is that
four
not
over here,
Orion's
moving
belt,
through the
son?
nighttime sky. These over here
No,
are
they
much brighter. I
moving.
think
What
this one up
the
here is moving. It's
fuck?
difficult to
What
tell.
the
It's
fuck?
moving very slowly though, and it's way off in the distance. These here are closer, the brighter ones, and they're moving
That
through the
is some
sky at a
shit,
pretty
man.
good clip across the screen from left to
That is
right, and they go
definitely
over
some
and
shit,
disappear
man.
behind the trees. This observation again comes out of Fort Erie, Canada, from just a couple of nights ago. Here's another view of another light from the same location. This one had some color to it. It was by itself, but it was moving quickly, wasn't making any sound, wasn't a helicopter, wasn't an airplane. Going from Canada down to Selmer, Tennessee. Video footage sent in by Anthony Pilkington from June 1st,
Okay, so all
2023.
these
And he too
UAP
noticed a strange white
phenomenons,
light in the sky. Wasn't quite
they all
dark
look
yet, but it was
like
getting
white
close.
light
And it was moving
orbs.
through the sky at a pretty good clip. In fact, it was moving quite fast. It wasn't an airplane, wasn't a helicopter, wasn't making any sound, and disappeared off in the distance down behind those trees. This next video was sent in by Hector. Not sure of the location, but it goes back to June 1st at 5:57 a.m.
All of these are orbs, man. We gotta start researching this orb phenomenon.
An unusual random light up in the sky all by itself. Kind of looks like the one I saw during my live stream. And this one too, like the other ones we just saw, was moving very quickly through the sky and then disappears. Again, wasn't making any sound. Jack F. out of Denver, Colorado, May 29th of 2023, 9:48 p.m. Another unusual white light in the nighttime sky. Wasn't blinking, wasn't making any noise. I don't know what these things are, but all these videos that you've seen are less than 2 weeks old, most of them less than a week old. Going to Globe, Arizona, John, May 31st of 2020.
Disclosure, huh? Weird. Let me tell y'all something. Did you know that right before the U.S. went to war with Iraq, before 9/11, they declared that $1.3 trillion of the defense budget was missing. And then 9/11 happened and everyone forgot about it.
23. Notice that bright independent light off in the
False
distance by
flags.
itself. Wasn't making any sound, wasn't blinking, just a large white light that was moving very slowly through the sky, and then it just disappears. Watch this. The light just simply goes out. And as you're going to see here in just a second, this light's moving towards him, his point of view, and then for no reason, it just disappears. The light simply goes out or it vanishes. Whatever the case may be, it is gone, no longer visible in the video. A large white light near Globe, Arizona. And he also saw more unusual lights in the nighttime sky. In this next segment, you're going to see multiple lights in the sky.
I ain't
that
seen
simply had no
anything weird in the
explanation. And here they
sky.
are.
I'm in
There was
Toronto,
two, quite
Canada.
possibly
Too
three
much
moving
light
through the sky
pollution.
after he saw the large white one. These kind of had a little bit of color to them, but they weren't making any noise. They weren't blinking. This one here was kind of coming towards him at a pretty good clip. You can see what looks like the Big Dipper there. So this must have been high in the sky. Then it makes a sweeping left-hand turn. Very bright light.
Man,
moving through
I
the sky
imagine this
above
guy
Globe,
high in
Arizona.
the sky.
Again, don't know what these are. They didn't
Like
know what these
reading
were. They shared them with me. I'm sharing them
rainbow.
with you. Victor from May 31st of 2023. He starts off by noticing this light in the nighttime sky. It's just a rogue white light that kind of came into the field of view, disappeared behind some clouds, and then he sees a whole row of lights in the sky that don't necessarily look like, and then that one there disappears at a high rate of speed. Then he sees these. They look like the Starlink, but I'll let you guys decide. They look pretty low. Starlink's usually way up in the sky. I've seen the Starlink twice, and they were way up in the sky.
They
and
putting
didn't appear
something
to be
else
that
in the
big. I had this
sky.
on
That's
fast forward because the
man-made.
video
That's
is about 3.5 minutes long, so this is in fast forward. But does that look like the Starlink to you? I suppose it could be, but they're very low at his location.
That's
And
low
again, I'm
Earth
waiting to hear back
orbit,
from Victor on
homeboy.
his exact location, but he
Super
saw
low.
multiple bright lights in the nighttime
Extra
sky
low.
on the night of May 31st of 2023. And speaking of bright
Man,
lights,
this guy's
in the nighttime
website
sky,
is a
this
trip.
video footage was sent in by Robert Freeman out of Crestview, Florida, from the night of May 30th of 2023. Awesome video footage here of a rocket launch, or at least an apparent rocket launch, on the night
Or
of
a
May 30th,
comet.
2023, above Crestview, Florida, or at least visible from his location.
Or a
in Crestview,
comet.
Florida. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website. Look for this.
All right, well, apparently, Mr. MBBB got that whole website, and I'm glad we reacted to this video and not the website, because that website looked bugging. But thanks, Mr. MBB333. That was pretty informative. I dropped it a subscribe, and I might just react to more of these videos. Damn, that Minnesota train. What's with the trains, bro? What's with the trains? They poisoning the water. Ha. Check out my A channel. Smash subscribe, please.